It's another waterproof match case review, so please stick around. Welcome back, everyone. So, we have our final contestant in the waterproof match case review lineup. Now, this is a substitution. I wanted to get a K&M match case. I've wanted to get one for years, in fact, almost a decade. But every time I've went to go order one, they're always sold out. K&M is pretty legendary as far as their quality and their craftsmanship. And this is a cheap Chinese copy. So before anybody jumps all over me, I've been trying for years to get a K&M. No joy, no joy. I saw this one on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description. It says military grade waterproof capsule with compass, EDC Survival, solid brass container, pill fob, match battery holder case, dry box, outdoor seal bottle. $24.99 a piece. Okay. Let's see if I get it out of the case here. This is how it comes. It came in a plastic envelope, basically. And you get an extra lanyard, 2 extra O-rings, and here is the match case. Now, let me zoom out just a little bit. These match cases, like I said, this is a copy of the K&M one. The K&M has been copied before. Silva made a version that looked just like this, but I believe the Silva was made of aluminum. And then later K&M did a series that were made of aluminum. So, just to let you know, there's more than one copy out there. I would have bought a Silva if I could find it, but as far as I can tell, even the Silvas are out of stock everywhere. But give you a nice little look at everything. You got nice knurling here to go with the machining. There is your compass. Okay. But, you know, I just noticed 2 things. Man. Alright, let me get something here to point with. I'll use these tweezers. Right here, next to that, it looks like there's a chip of something inside the compass. I don't know if you can see that or not. And there's something right there near that edge. So the compass, you know, right there. The compass has some flaws. It doesn't prevent its use, and it appears to be, let me stand over here away from metal. Yeah, it appears to be pointing north, but it's just got some flaws to it. It doesn't look pretty. It doesn't look brand new. Let's put it that way. Alright. To open it, you just pull some cord through, grab this, and you can see you got a double O-ring and all that. Alright, let me grab my calipers. Let's do some measurements. Alright, first we're going to do, let's do the overall length. with the stopper in. There we go. Overall length, and that's going to be from here to here. Okay, overall length appears to be just under an inch, 3.9010 or 99.09 millimeters. Okay. Diameter of the barrel on this machine part appears to be, I'm getting hung up by the cord. Let's try that again. Appears to be like 2163 millimeters or 0.8515 inches. Okay. Now you're going to lose some volume in here because the way this plunger is set up. You got from here in. So we're going to measure that as accurately as I can. It appears to be about 0.4660 of an inch or 11.83 millimeters. Now we're going to measure internal depth. Internal depth appears to be 75.29 millimeters or 2.964 inches. All right. According to the specs they have on here, product specs, they say 4 by 0.9 inches. Yeah, it's close enough. Inner is 3.1 inches by 0.08 of an inch. You know, that's a good point. I didn't measure the internal diameter. So let's do that right now. Internal diameter. Appears to be 19.87 millimeters or 0.7825 inches. Alrighty then. They're saying 0.8 of an inch, so this one's a little undersized. Weight, they listed at 0.21 of a pound. So that's alright. We're going to get our scale out here and we are going to weigh this properly. Alright. Alright. In pounds, let's see what this bad boy weighs. 3 1/4 ounces or 92 grams. Not bad, not bad. Alright, now we're going to check and see what matches I have here fit and how many. We're going to start with our Strike Anywhere large kitchen matches. I need to make sure that this can close with those matches before I fill it up. Oh yeah. Looks like we got enough room for those matches, no problem. Okay. That looks to be a good amount. I leave a little bit of a gap there to put a striker pad in there. And that gives us 5, 10, 15, 20, looks about 22 Strike Anywhere kitchen matches fit comfortably in there. Now let's see about our Yuko Stormproof matches. I don't know, these are a little long. Oh yeah, see, look, they're too long. So without trimming down the Yuko Stormproof matches, they're not going to fit. But let's say you went ahead and you trimmed them down. Let's see how many, theoretically, we could get in there if you trimmed them down. Alright, and a striker pad. I mean, I'm not going to completely cram that in there, but it looks about that many, which is what was in here. If I remember right, 5, 10, about a dozen. So if you trimmed the ends of these down, you could probably get a dozen matches in there. So we've got our 3 cups of water here. I got a fast food paper napkin that we'll roll up and put in here. And we're going to do our submersion test. We'll just see what happens. We're going to see if this thing is watertight. Okay. No, that's still too big. Gotta fold that down, I guess, more. One thing I neglected to say about the K&M matchboxes is K&M that are this style come in 2 sizes. They have a long one and a short one. The short one is more for kitchen matches and the long one's more for the stormproof matches. Alright, so if you can get a K&M, get a K&M. That's what I'm always going to say. Buy quality. Alright. This is on there. We'll give this, if you give this a nice twist like that, it even holds that on there. Now, I'm pretty sure that this is not going to float because this is pretty heavy. But I've been surprised before. Nope. Sinks like a stone. Alright. We're going to leave that at least for a few hours, and then we will come back and see what happened. It's been 2.5 hours, and I'm ready to get this out of here and see, did it work? We're going to find out. Let me just dry it off. Move that to the side. Make sure I get my hands good and dry. Get this all. Try to get all the residual water off the outside. Okay. Well, the compass is still a dry compass. I don't know if I mentioned that before. This one doesn't have liquid in it. It's a dry compass. So, let us see. I'm going to turn it. And let me get pair of tweezers here. It's dry. It's bone dry in there. So it is waterproof. Other than that cosmetic defect right there. I don't know if you can see that. It looks like there's a chip inside there. And that one right there on the edge. Okay, let me get things cleaned up here and I'll bring you back for my final thoughts. Final thoughts. $24.99. If you have Prime, it's free shipping. It's not bad for the price. The one I got has some cosmetic issues there with the compass. Let me turn off the ring light and see if that can come through. Right there near the W, there's like a chip inside there. For me, I'm not super OCD, but it does kind of irritate me a little bit. You know, you buy something new, you want it to look new, and this kind of looks like it was put together in a hurry to me. I don't know. The machining's good on it. It's just the compass I have a problem with. It's waterproof. We've proven that. Cons, it only really fits the Strike Anywhere kitchen matches out of the box. Your stormproof matches like this Yuko, as you can see, are longer. So to make it fit, you're going to have to, if you want to use them, you're going to have to trim them down like I did with this one. I made it the same length as a kitchen match. There's not a whole lot else to say. One thing I noticed I didn't show you before on the inside of the tin here, warm tips. It may be oxidized after a long time using. Just wipe it with a little toothpaste or vinegar for 1 minute. Will make the waterproof capsule re-shine as new. So there is that. They do give you replacement O-rings, which is nice. I think for the price it's not bad. I just wish I had a real K&M and not a copy. Heck, I'd even take the Silva copy at this point if I could find one. But, you know, it's very nice. It's a classic design, and it works. You know, the only thing I think I'm going to do differently with this is I think I'm going to put a loop in the cord. Maybe I have some cord that's very similar to this, make a longer piece and put a loop in the cord here, tie a loop so I can run this whole loop and lark's head it through my belt and have this trail down in my pocket. So then there's no chance of losing it, because if it comes out of my pocket, it'll be swinging from this lanyard. I think that's a smart way of doing it. But these are my thoughts. These are my opinions. I hope you enjoyed this video. I thank you for watching it all the way to the end. And I got to give this, even though it's a copy, a thumbs up. It works. So I will see you later on out in the woods. Have a good day.